mentioned that you've now changed some of the places you go to.
Yeah.
You mentioned hanging around Knightsbridge. So I'm going to assume now that you've made more money than you made when you was
in my whole life.
Had £800 van.
Yeah.
You've now changed your lifestyle a bit. So Ken is still the same.
Yeah.
But obviously you've now afforded the luxury to be in different places.
Different
Now,
places.
in those different places that you're going to, I know I can only talk for you, Ken.
Yeah.
Would you now say that the women that you're finding in these places and settings you go to, now, what demographic would you say these women tend to be? So when you're in Knightsbridge, okay, and you're having your coffee, because what it is that sometimes we have this issue when we see men who make money, and sometimes they are dating certain women of a certain hue, and some people get upset. Now I'm asking you, Ken, because I can only use you. We're talking to you, Ken. So this is not for every black man who's made money.
Yeah.
The social settings that you're going into, I want to ask you straight, how many black women are you finding there? Now, bearing in mind that there's black women everywhere in the world. So sometimes in London, so you couldn't use an argument and say, oh, I'm only seeing black women in Knightsbridge. White women in Knightsbridge. That's why I'm only dating white. I'm not saying you only date white. But those places you go to, and the places you now eat, or the places you now drink, because now you being a millionaire, I'm going to say that you need to separate yourself from a certain audience. And this is going to sound very classist, but unfortunately, there are vultures out there.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't go. You can't maybe go and pull up to a bar in Brixton in your McLaren.
No,
because the moment you do that, there's going to be your target.
Yeah, I'm a target. Yeah, easy.
So I'm asking you now, how much black people generally do you see in the places you now frequent? I forget even women now. Just black people in general.
1%.
And this is one thing we don't.
It's 1%. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see. Okay, this is what I mainly see. A lot of Arabs and a lot of white and Russians. That's it. And Chinese. That's it. And I've done with
and my thing is, when you frequent those sort of places, and this is not an excuse,
It's not an
because remember, you can still go to Brixton or Peckham if you want to go and find a black girl. So let's be, I get yes and no, but there are black women everywhere.
There's black women everywhere.
But
in those places, it's a 1%.
Remember,
and I don't know why it's like this.
Remember before, 10 years ago, I used to roll with remember I told you, a black Arab guy who lived in that area, and every time we go like parties and that, and we would go to like clubs, it was literally us two in certain places would be like the only two black guys, and literally my man used to pay me to party with him. Like,
wow.
Because he wanted me to watch him as personal security, but he would hire personal security, and my job was to watch them. So that
watching him.
So he could get drunk, but I was his eyes.
Okay.
So I'll get paid like to literally roll with him for 3 hours, 150.
Wow. Now,
That man would be, you get me? That man would be doing the work.
Would you say then, sometimes we always talk about when people leave the hood and leave the ends. Okay. Obviously, you've made money. You've made money. You've decided to move out to certain places. Now, obviously, one's going to say now that you've now stepped into a different class bracket, because even though you're still Ken, you're going to find that, I'm going to believe that the way you look at life's changed a bit now.
Definitely.
Some of the things which you did when you was younger, you probably look now and think like, I can't believe I did that. Even some of the way you see some of your mates behave. You may have to step aside from some of them, not because they're not your friends, but what they're still doing maybe is not in line or aligns with
that's already happened.
With what you do. And also, how do you?
That's already happened.
How do you keep people around you who are not maybe doing as well as you? So, for instance, you might have friends who maybe are working in Sainsbury's. Once again, I've worked in Zara, Carrefour, I've done cleaning jobs. So when I mention these things, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to demean it. I'm just saying that these are some of the jobs that some of your friends may be doing. Now, you being a guy in your McLaren, how do you, like, are you still down with the homies? I want to know, are you still down with the homies? So can we still go to, can I still say to you, Ken, we're going to go to, I don't know, Rum Kitchen in Brixton and go for some food and drinks. Are you still down with us, Ken?
Yeah, I'm down with the homies, but the homies are not down with me.
Okay.
I'm down with the homies.
Why do you say that?
I see myself as a popular loner. Like, since I've been in a different mindset and I've moved on and I'm in a different kind of category, a lot of my friends have distanced themselves from me. And I only have probably, like you've probably seen it, one friend that he's seen, Simon, that I go gym with, and that we've maintained relationships since we were 15. That was it. The rest of my friends are all new people that, unfortunately, that are just in the same kind of background, or the same kind of wealth category and as me, and these are new friends. My old friends, they're not cool with me.
And this is the problem I find it, because I've always said that, and this is not a fact. I've always said that it's only lonely at the top when you don't bring your people through. Now, I'm not saying it's a fact, but one thing about me, I've always tried to bring people in.
Yeah.
And you can't always do that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
I've
you do,
tried,
but they
but
don't
No,
have the
the
work
thing is,
ethic.
he tried.
He
The
tried.
thing is, he actually tried.
I've tried.
He actually tried.
Mate, I brought all
to
my
bring-
friends who
yeah.
work in my construction company.
he tried to bring a couple of
Yeah,
them,
he
yeah,
knows.
and
Like,
they- and they-
like
yeah,
see with
yeah.
me, Chisel will know that
Yeah.
my heart is a heart of gold. I like, I'm regardless of whoever, I'm still Ken. I'm cracking jokes and everything.
You know what it is?
But the thing
When
is,
the man
people-
don't believe your vision.
Yeah, and do you know what? They're still used to seeing. Chisel should know. Like,
Yeah,
I was the laughing stock in basketball. Chisel wasn't like.
Yeah.
They're still used to seeing.
the
I
old-
just, yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I should get made fun of like all the time.
Yeah,
Ken with
I-
the small hands.
Small hands, yeah.
6'5",
Raise them up
6'1"
straight.
hard.
Are your hands that small though?
His
Wait.
hands are small for his
My
size.
fingers are small.
Put your hand up. Hold on.
Fat for his size.
Look at that. But they're chunky, but
They're
small.
chunky. But man, but
Okay.
most men we know his size always
Yeah,
had
long
always
fingers.
long fingers.
I
like,
couldn't
you
pump
can-
the ball,
but
and
he just
I had no hops.
Yeah,
and
small hand Ken.
I used to be the laughing stock of the whole basketball community, and they was like, "Yeah, Ken there, Ken. Oh, he's going to America. He's going to flop. He ain't going to do nothing. Blah blah blah." Which, you know, so they're still used to seeing Ken as the poor Ken, not having stuff. But when they see the Ken now, you know, with the lavish lifestyle, he's taller, he's bigger, he gets this and that, he's more successful, and he done it without basketball, he done it without rapping, he done it without all of these stuff. They can't take it. It's like, and they don't want to. Like, I've made an attempt. So come and work in my company. Come and do this. They work, and then they don't want me to keep telling them you have to do this. You know, and if you're gonna work for me and you're a boy, like. Work is different from you being my boy.
Of course, yeah,
If
yeah.
you're not doing your work properly, I'm
I've
like,
got to
bro,
tell you.
yeah, man, yeah, can you do this? And they're like, why is he talking about? I said, no, I'm just telling you, like, the site manager complaining, can you do this, can you do that? And they'll be like, oh, I can't work for this guy. And then they leave, and then they start spreading rumors, Ken did this, he talks to me in a certain way. I said, how do you want me to talk to you? Like, other people that don't know that we're friends, that are working for me, if I start giving you favors and start doing this, you know what I'm saying? So, then the conflict starts, and then they start talking bad about me, and obviously I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna confront you and be like, yo, bro, why are you talking this way, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, okay, watch when I see you. I said, do you know what, leave it, forget it, don't work for me. So I probably got like 2 friends like that I've known since I was 15, from friends of 40 people. He knows, we had a big basketball community, right? It was like so many people.
Hey, you said the key word, popular loner.
I'm a
So
popular
the
loner.
other day, someone hit me up out of the thing, out of that circle, and one of my really close friends, Justin, he's hit me up, and someone else hit me up and said, "Rah, I clocked that when we do group things, unless it's really, really important, you're not out and about." And I said, "You know what it is here?" I said, "It's nothing personal. It's just where I'm so in my zone, and I feel like, due to how I am as a person,
Yeah.
apart from these days, the person probably sees me the most these days is probably Gabriel and Wes, due to recording.
Yeah.
And Gabriel comes round at
Yes.
random, and my other boy Speedy, his birthday today. Like, me and Speedy go cinema
Yeah.
and all of that. But like, I've still got my wider network of friends in general.
Yeah.
But reason why I don't show up to certain things, where I'll give you an example. So the past 2-3 years here,
Yeah.
every single person's birthday there is on earth, whoever I know, I'll either, if I can't make it, I'll shout, yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'll try my best to
Yeah.
make it. Or if I can't make it, I'll literally say, right, you know what, when I see you, I'm going to give you a bottle of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I would always try. So recently, like, when people ask me to things and I'm saying no, they're like, right, why? I'm like, right, it's not personal. I need to focus on my
Yeah.
on my stuff
On your
and
stuff.
focus on where I'm trying to, what I've planned for the next year and a bit, and what
Yeah.
I've written down. Because I'm like, right, when I'm spending my time doing all these things here, when I miss a moment, people take it personal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, right, when it was like my birthday, for instance, and it was the festival. It was my
Yeah.
first ever like major.
Yeah.
Gabriel had work. He
Yeah.
had his business running that day.
Yeah.
You get me? And it was a busy day for him. Gabriel left his restaurant, came all the way to Watford for 2 hours, drove all the way back to work. They're man who, oh yeah, my guy,
Yeah.
all didn't show up.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It's personal now.
Yeah.
And barely I'm gonna watch this and see it, but I was like, right, it's personal now, because I'm like, right, when it's all your things, I'm always there.
Yeah.
When it comes to me, it's like, nah, Chisel will be all right. There's always
Yeah.
gonna be people there.
Yeah,
But in
yeah,
my
yeah.
head, it was like, rah, I didn't care about if it was 2,000 people.
Yeah.
I cared about it was just you lot that
Yeah.
I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So once that's happened now, I've started to move a bit kind of
Different.
like different.
Distance.
And you know, like indirectly, I think, like when my mum passed, yeah, I start to think, right, let me spend more time with people and give more people my time
Yeah.
and value. So that's why every single birthday I'll try and show up, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom.
yeah.
Because you never know when. And when that's happened now, it's kind of made me feel a certain way where
Yeah.
I'm just like, right, like, you lot are meant to be there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so before, years ago, like, I remember, like, when my ex-girlfriend, she said something in relation to her friends
Yeah.
missing a key moment where she took it personal. I used to think to myself, rah, like, why are you taking it so deep? And I realized that, rah, sometimes you only want to be around these few people, and when they're not there at that moment, you're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let me just focus on my
Yeah.
thing. So it's like now, if someone's like, rah, it's my birthday today, I'll be like, rah, if I got something to do,
Yeah.
I'm not going to cancel it.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on
On that.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, rah, I have to be my own priority.
Yeah.
'Cause you get what I'm saying? Before
That's the
I'd-
key to success,
Yeah,
man.
before I'd always put everyone's thing above
Yeah.
me. But now I'm just like, right, it's not being selfish. It's,
Yeah.
I just know where we're at as a
Yeah.
unit. So if it's a birthday, happy birthday. If you don't see me, don't take it personally.